Hey, Alice, you mind if I move this wheelchair out of my way at the front door?
What's that, Gavin? My wheelchair is getting in your way or something? I made sure to put it in the corner of the entrance there specifically so it wouldn't.
Well, while I'm trying to get in and out of the house, it still gets in my way.
Are you talking about my spare wheelchair?
What? This is your spare one?
I think it is. I'm currently sitting in mine right now, so that should mean the one you're talking about is just my spare wheelchair. But why would it be getting in your way when I made sure to put it off to the side for you?
Yeah, I'm sure you were just using it before and forgot to put it away, right?
But I haven't used that wheelchair for a while now.
So is it alright if I move it out of here?
Sure. Go ahead and move it.
By the way, where are you even at right now?
Right now I'm at work. I was about to send you a text saying that I'd be getting home late today, but then the servers went down here and I had to get to work on that too. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll be getting home anytime soon. So could you please make yourself something tonight?
Is that right? Well, I'm gonna take your spare wheelchair and I'm gonna move it out into the far corner of the garage so it's not in the way anymore.
Sorry about that again, and thank you.
But come on, Alice, if you're gonna use something, make sure to put it away afterwards. Things like wheelchairs already take up a ton of space as they are. So make sure this doesn't happen again.
Alright, I'll be more careful from now on. But something still feels off about all of this. I really don't have any memory at all of using my spare wheelchair for anything.
Well, talking to me about that isn't gonna help your case.
That's very true. Sorry about that. Alice, it's getting close to 2 years now since you ended up in that wheelchair after that car accident you were in. And you still haven't been divorced by Gavin yet? Long time no see, Millie. And that's right. Thankfully, Gavin never talked to me again about wanting to get a divorce after that. And you get to live in that nice 2-story house of yours, which also happens to have a cool elevator inside of it. Well, duh, I'm in a wheelchair, which makes it near impossible for me to get up any stairs. We made sure to have it installed when we bought the house and before I moved into it. It also sounds like you still haven't been fired from your job yet, right? And your pay hasn't changed at all since the last time I spoke with you either, has it? Well, I was always working at my desk for most of the day, so it's not like me ending up in this wheelchair really changed anything for me. The fact that I can still get all of my work done for the company is why things haven't had to change. Also, this isn't the first time someone who was handicapped worked for this company, and so a lot of the building is set up for someone in a wheelchair to get around easily. For some reason, even though you and I are twins, meaning that we share the same face and height and everything, I feel like everything always revolves around you and never me. It's not fair to me at all. Not fair to you? I would like it if you never said something like that about us again, Millie. I get that being in a wheelchair ever since that accident means that I need to be supported more by those around me, but I never chose to be in a wheelchair all because neither of my legs work anymore. But it's still not fair to me. Jesus frickin' Christ. Gavin, I'm pretty sure you're focused on work still, so I'm just going to leave you with these texts giving you an update. I told you the other day about how the server at my work went down and I needed to stay late to fix it, right? A lot of the details are not cleared for me to talk about outside the office, so I won't go into too much detail. But the problems the server has been having is a lot more damaging than I had first thought. We really need to get these issues taken care of since this affects the whole entire company, beyond the headquarters. And so my team and I will be staying here for a day or two to work around the clock on this problem. I'm really sorry that I won't be home for a couple of days, but there's nothing else I can do. If there's anything you ever need from me for the next few days, go ahead and send me a text about it, and when I have some free time, I'll get back to you. And if there's ever an emergency for you, you can try calling my phone to get a hold of me, but it's better if you call the company and have them transfer you over to my desk phone. Anyway, when things calm down for a bit here, I'll get back in touch with you.
Oh, is that right? So you're gonna have to stay at your office for a few days now? All right. Roger that, Alice. I think it'll be tough for you to get in touch with me these next few days as well, so you don't have to reply to me any for the time being. Bye-bye. Wow, you really shocked me there. You told me you'd be away at the office for a few days, and so I assumed you wouldn't be coming home any. And that's why I made a dash here to get all my things ready to go on vacation. But to see you were back at home while I was here? That's not at all what you told me before, Alice. Well, there's no helping that you already found out about what I was gonna do, so either way, I'm going on this vacation overseas with my girlfriend now, which means you'll have to forgive me. After all, you were the one that lied to me about not being home, so you're at fault for what's happened to you this time. So for the time being, I'm gonna put this overseas trip with my girlfriend first and come back for you later. We can talk more about all of this when I'm back from my time with her. I suppose I'll go ahead and apologize to you right now on the off chance you are made. Sorry for blocking you on the second floor bathroom like that when you're in a wheelchair. I noticed that your phone is down on the first floor, so you won't be reading all of this until later on, and you won't be able to call anyone for help either. I'll be back to the States in about 2 weeks or so until then you just stay put in that bathroom and make sure that you stay alive. And if you do survive that long, that would be pretty incredible of you. Bye-bye now.
Hey, what's all of this about, Gavin? You locked me in the bathroom on the second floor while I'm in my wheelchair to go on vacation overseas? Huh? You're saying that I'm locked in the bathroom right now? And you were the one who did it to me? Like I told you in the first place yesterday, I've been at the office this whole time working on fixing the company servers. If this was all meant to be a joke, you shouldn't be joking about something like that with me. So I'm not amused, okay? You're not even reading any of these texts, are you? Must mean you're either on the plane out of the country right now, or you've already landed and don't have a SIM card there. By the way, did you say you're going on vacation overseas with your girlfriend? Gavin, are you actually going and having an affair right now? Have you been cheating on me this whole entire time or something? Wait, then if you think you went and locked me in the bathroom on the second floor, who's in there right now? Millie? I just got a call from my mom saying that she's not able to get any replies from you right now. She hasn't been able to get in touch with you since last night, actually. Have you not even gone home since last night? Well, the fact that you're an adult and all means I'm not going to say anything about you being out of the house all the time. But can you at least tell Mom or I where you've gone off to so that she isn't so worked up about you right now? You're not even reading any of these texts either. It's pretty rare for someone like you who's addicted to their phone to not be looking at any of these texts right now. Or could it be that my phone isn't working properly right now? Wait. No way. Oh, when Gavin was going on about how he had left the country to go on vacation with his girlfriend, oh, he said...
Hey, Alice! It's not like you can respond to any of my texts right now, but I wonder how life is going for you right now in the bathroom. You making out all right in there? Well, right now I'm having a blast staying at a 5-star resort with my girlfriend on the beach and hitting all the tourist spots with her while we're on this island. And when it comes time to turn out the lights, you bet her and I are making that time in the queen-size bed count. Man, who would have thought being able to work remotely for a few weeks outside the country could be this good? Had I not been given this chance by my boss, then there would have been no way for me to take 2 whole weeks off work for this. Kinda boring that when I finally have the chance to brag this much, you can't even respond to me. This is actually very boring for me.
Oh, you wanted to get a response out of me?
Huh?
There, you got that response you were wishing for, Gavin. So what now?
You should be locked in the bathroom on the second floor of our house. And I made sure that your phone was down on the counter of the first floor. What?
When it comes to the person you went locked in the bathroom back at our house, they were no longer breathing.
What?
They were found about a day after they had stopped breathing, which means they had no chance of being saved. And from the look of things, they had been drinking toilet water for about a day or two because someone had also turned off the water to the house before leaving.
What?
And if you're wondering why they didn't smash their way out of there in desperation, you can thank the shelf that was pushed in the way of the door in order to keep them locked away. The stench inside that room was so bad because the air stopped circulating throughout the bathroom, making it hard for the EMTs to even breathe. They also left a note saying that they thought they could make it at least another few days, but that wasn't the case.
Hold on a second. If you're able to tell me all of that right now, then that means you made it out of the bathroom?
I'm not even going to comment.
Huh? Then who even is this?
If you'd like to know who I am, then you need to come back to the States and find out. Then we can have a chat about what's going to happen to you.
I just got to the house and it smells like crap in here. And when I just went and had a look in the second-story bathroom, I made a massive mistake and locked my dad in that bathroom.
And that smell you're smelling right now wasn't from his body. It's the smell of burnt hair that you always told me you hated. I went and burned some of my own in order to fill the whole house with it as a form of payback.
What the hell? God damn it! My girlfriend's father was in the house as well when I got there, and after he'd told me what happened to my dad, he punched me in the cheek and told his daughter and I that we'd never see one another again. How bad did things come to while I was gone?
Well, at least for the past 2 weeks, you got to enjoy time at that 5-star resort, while with that girl you called your girlfriend.
There was no help in that, all right? She wanted to stay out there for those 2 weeks because it was her first time ever going overseas like that. And seeing how much she would laugh and smile at all of it made it near impossible for me to tell her the trip was canceled and that we were going home.
Is that so?
Now enough about that. I want to know who it was that was talking to me when I was overseas, saying that they were you but weren't really you at all.
You want to know about them? I guess I did promise you that I'd say something once you'd come back to the U.S. But before I do, there's one more thing. The person that you went and actually locked in the second-story bathroom wasn't your dad or myself.
What?
The person that was in there was someone completely different. You made a mistake when you thought that was me.
Wait. I don't care how much of a rush I was in to lock you up and get out of the house. There was no mistaking you for someone else.
But you believed me when I said your dad had been locked in there by you.
I know, but I was freaking out when I'd come home and the place smelled like crap and I saw the note in the bathroom.
Well, anyway, there happens to be one other person in this world that looks exactly like me. Did you forget about her?
What? Are you referring to... No way! That was your little sister Millie that I locked in there?
That's right.
Then... that would mean it was you who was texting me after all when I was still overseas, right?
Bingo. It was actually me and not someone else.
But how? When I had seen who I thought was you in there, you were in a wheelchair.
She was using my spare wheelchair that I had kept down by the front door.
What?
And remember a little while back, you were talking to me about how my spare wheelchair was getting in your way at the front door, even though I don't ever remember using it any? And you started to complain about me and how I never put anything I use away?
Right, that did happen.
Well, the real reason that the wheelchair was out like that, sitting in front of the door, was because Millie had taken it out and was using it before leaving it there.
How do you know that?
Because she's not actually dead and is still alive enough to tell me what was going on in our house. She always told me before you locked her in there that everything was always about me and my wheelchair and that wasn't fair to her. And, well, while you and I were at work during the week, she'd come over to the house and take my spare wheelchair to ride around town in it and get a lot of attention.
What the hell is going on here?
The way she was even able to get into our house in the first place was by stealing the spare key to our house from my parents' house and using that. And you want to know something really funny? The last time she was there, right before you had locked her away, she was planning on waiting for you to come home so that she could steal you from me.
Huh?
And while she was waiting, she took the spare wheelchair again and rode it up the elevator, where she was then going to get naked and sit in it, waiting for you to come home by sitting in the bathroom. Her plan was, when you saw her, you'd think she was me, since we're identical, and that you would be turned on by what you saw and go down on her. However, you, rushing home, thinking that I'd be at work for the next couple of days, saw her in there undressing, thinking that she was me, and slammed the door before locking her in there. This is what she told me would have happened after I'd talked with her while she's in the hospital.
This can't be real!
Well, her being trapped in the bathroom like that by you is something I'd like to say she deserves based on her reason for being in the house in the first place. So don't think that I'm only going to blame you for all that's happened during this event.
Huh?
But when it comes to how you've been cheating on me with another woman, that's a completely different kind of problem.
So you didn't forget about that then?
If I'd forgotten about that detail, then I might as well call myself an 85-year-old dementia patient. I was given a lot more details about what was going on with you by a worried neighbor of ours from down the road who had seen a lot from you. And to think that girl you were talking about being with has actually been our next-door neighbor's wife. I can't believe this.
Isn't it too early for you to be getting a freaking lawyer involved in all of this?
That's just because it took you so long to come back from Indonesia, right? At a time where you should have gotten your ass home right away, you instead went and stayed out there for another 10 days having that affair. So while I was having to wait for you, I was working on all the preparations that needed to be done in order to not have to sit around with you a second more.
Well, you asking me to pay off that settlement in one lump payment is impossible for me. You either reduce the amount you want from me, or you make it so that I can pay that off in smaller payments. Choose one of those choices right now.
Oh, that's right. You got fired from your job, right? You were given permission to work remotely for those 2 weeks you were away, yet you went and played around too much over there and never once did any of the tasks that were given to you.
You know about all of that as well?
And so what if I do?
If you really do go through with having me pay you that settlement in one lump payment only, then I'm not going to have a penny left for me in any of my accounts.
Well, there's no option for me to change what I've already asked for when it comes to that settlement. The same thing is happening with the neighbor's wife next door, and I am not going to be kind to you by allowing you to not pay as much or have more time to pay me back, while she still has to go about paying me the original way I'd asked.
No way! But I have a life of my own!
I don't give a damn about whatever sad life you have to live.
What?
Now, if you have any more complaints about this, which I really hope you don't, you go and talk to my lawyer about all of them instead of crying and whining to me. I'm putting my phone down now.
Alice, please hold on a second. Alice!
The next day, Gavin went ahead and made an attack on my parents' home, thinking that I was home. My parents' house was made very easy to access for me, and so he probably assumed that's where I was staying since I hadn't returned back to the house he and I had been in. However, he mistook my twin sister, who was sitting out on the porch of the house, as me again and made a move on her. However, since the day that she had been locked in the bathroom of the house and almost starved to death there, she developed an intense fear of all men. And so when she saw him coming up to her while she was just trying to mind her own business, she let out this ear-ringing scream that alerted everyone around. My dad ended up sprinting out of the house, and when he saw Gavin there, who was about to lay a hand on my sister, my dad tackled him to the ground, and that was the end of Gavin's attack. From that day on, he no longer complained about anything and agreed to pay off that settlement to me in one lump payment. He did, however, cry to my lawyer about how he had to go into so much debt in order to do such a thing for me, but my lawyer told him to stop acting like a 1-year-old and grow up. When it comes to the wife of our next-door neighbor, she also went and agreed to pay the settlement off in one lump payment. But of course that meant she'd also be going into debt hell like Gavin was. So as of right now, the two of them are not seeing one another anymore, but ended up having the exact same outcome of having to work their butts off every week in order to try and escape all that debt. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
If you really want to get married to me, then you're gonna have to cut ties to your family.
What?
It should be easy for you to do something like that for me, right?
Connor, what are you talking about right now? By the way, why would you be so sudden about this? When you proposed to me a little while ago, you never said anything about me having to leave my family behind if I wanted to marry you. What's happened to you?
I told my parents that I'd already proposed to you and everything, and that I was waiting on an answer from you. And, well, having said that, both of my parents went and had someone take a look into you and your family.
They're taking a look into us? Well, I guess I can understand, sort of, why someone's family would want to do that to the family of their child's fiancé before they actually get married. But you and I have been together for a while now, and both of our families know one another well enough where something like that shouldn't be warranted. And considering this is my family we're talking about, there isn't anything strange about them that would cause you guys to not like me anymore.
And that's what I thought about your family at first as well. But your mom, she works in a factory, right?
What? Yes, that's correct.
And the same goes for your little brother? He works for a different company, but within a factory all the same, right?
That's right. And they actually do work for the same company, but my mom is working in the main factory while my brother is working in a branch factory in the next city over.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard about that.
It is? Well, I guess we never did really go into detail about where those two are working currently, besides me just telling you the name of the company itself. But that's all you really seemed to care about asking me at the time, so I never went into further detail. Is there some kind of a problem with that?
There's a major problem with that. I was already told by the both of my parents that they're against us getting married due to you not having a father. But after telling them that both your mother and brother work for a large company, you should be just fine as my wife and will work for the same kind of company. Both of my parents are happy because the name of that company alone carries a lot of weight in terms of status, and so my parents said they'd be fine with you as my wife. But just fine.
Huh? Wait a second, Connor, what do you consider my family to be?
I assumed that since they both worked for that company, you would be the same, all working as office workers or maybe even businessmen. However, after having a look inside your family with the help of my parents, what did I find? They're both working in the factory and low-level employees at that.
Hey, what is actually going on with you right now? What is this all about? What do you have against two people that work really hard to make a living in a factory? Both my mom and my brother happen to be really good with their hands and wanted to work in places like that because it suited their strengths. That's all, Connor. And it's not like either one of them are poor right now either.
Listen here, May, you still don't get what I'm trying to say to you? I'm trying to explain to you that two people working in a job meant for lowlifes are no use to my family and I.
Huh? Did you just call their line of work one for lowlifes? I'm not sure what about their jobs has anything to do with being lowlifes, but what you just said there was very rude, right?
May, stop derailing this conversation.
I'm not trying to derail things.
What I'm saying to you right now is that if you do not cut ties to that low-life family of yours, then I'm not going to be able to marry you. You have a responsibility to answer me right now about that. So let me ask you one last time. Do you have what it takes to cut ties to that low-life family of yours so that you and I can marry to become husband and wife?
You're asking the impossible from me.
What?
Now, you listen. I never thought you were the kind of man who judged people off of their career alone.
Then I guess you and I can't get married now. Is that what you really want? All you have to do is leave those two behind, and then you can live the rest of your life with me in happiness.
I don't need you. I don't even feel any love for you now. Actually, I feel pretty resentful towards you now and don't ever want to talk to you or your family ever again.
What?
Thank you so much for showing me your true self right now. Saves me a lot of time having to suffer from learning after becoming your wife. Since I never gave you a full answer to your proposal yet, allow me to answer you right now. No. Goodbye forever now.
Hey, May, you're still living in this small city?
What?
I just saw you out in front of the bus station.
Well, if it isn't you, Connor. It's been a long time since I last heard anything from you.
I believe it's been 3 years since the last we talked.
Looks like I completely forgot about blocking you, huh?
What?
Well, allow me to do that right now. Goodbye forever.
Wait! I have something I want to talk with you about.
What could that possibly be, though? I am a very busy woman right now and don't have time to talk with judgmental assholes like you.
What? Well, anyway, I wanted to say, actually, 4 months ago I got married, and that wife of mine's father happens to have his own company, which I've started to work for now.
Very cool. Was that all you had to tell me?
Hold on, listen to this. After listening to some of the conversations and such there, I hear that you happen to be working for a customer of ours.
Is that right? And?
This should seem like a massive chance for you right now, May.
A chance for what, exactly?
I'm gonna take charge of managing the business this company does with yours. So from now on, you sell me that product for half price.
No way, not gonna happen.
Of course, I can understand one wanting to say that right now, but if you want me to give you a little incentive right now, by halving the price, I'll introduce you to a man I know.
Huh?
Now, isn't this turning out to be a really good deal for you, too? How wonderful! You're no longer gonna have to live the rest of your life as an ugly and lonely old hag.
I have no need for a man. I am married to the love of my life now, and nothing is going to ever separate us.
What? You're kidding me, right? Since when did you get married?
More than 5 months ago now.
You went and got married quicker than I did?
Also, I work in a department that doesn't work with anything like customer relations and such, so I have no ability to do business with you on behalf of this company. Go ahead and take over managing that business all you want, but you aren't ever going to be working with me on anything. So if you're wanting to get things at half price from this company, you're going to have to talk with those in the sales department.
Are you kidding me right now? Yo, seems that my wife knows about you somehow.
She does?
She was laughing under her breath about how you used to be my fiancé at one point. So, you were even looked down upon by most of your friends in the past?
So what you're saying is, your wife used to be an old friend of mine or something?
That's what it seems like to me when I was talking with her about how one of the company's customers had my ex working for them. She asked to see a picture of you. And so I showed her a picture of all of us together from a long time ago when we went out camping with our group of friends. I think we were with our friends from college or something like that.
Oh, is that right? I'm starting to remember who your wife might be now. Her name is Jessica, right? She's the only person I can remember from my past who would make fun of and look down on me because she thought she was so amazing having a father who owned and ran a company.
Well, that's correct. Thanks to you and I never getting married, I was able to get married to the daughter of a CEO named Jessica.
Well, congrats. So happy to see that you got what you wanted. May, it's been too long now. We haven't seen one another since the graduation ceremony from back in college. Jessica. Well, come on now. I was so shocked to learn what I'd learned. To think my husband's ex-girlfriend was you, of all people. And just like I'd always known, you are that poor lowlife of a woman who has nothing going for her, right? Two pains in the ass have become a married couple. Damn it. Huh? I'm not sure what you find enjoyable about getting in touch with your husband's ex-girlfriend like this, but you can't just be coming back to me again in order to make fun of me like old times, right? Well, the thing is, I do have something I want to talk with you about, and that's why I'm texting you again. Soon, my dad is going to be having his company's anniversary party, all right? And I thought that it'd be nice of myself to invite you to that party as well. And since this is a once-in-a-lifetime party for you to be coming to, go ahead and bring that husband of yours along as well, please. This is going to be an eating while standing kind of party, and there will be plenty of foods there someone of your class could never eat. But just be sure not to come and gorge yourself on all of the really fancy foods, because the rest of us high-class people have to eat as well. That party is for Company Inn's anniversary, correct? That's right. And I think it will be the perfect place for you to finally learn what kind of an extraordinary person I am, so that you can no longer talk back to me like a sassy, jealous child anymore. I was already invited to that party as a +1 with my husband, so there's no need for you to be inviting me to it as well. Huh? I look forward to seeing you then. What? Why have you and your husband already been invited?
Huh? The wife of the CEO of my company's parent company is you, May? What? Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
Well, you actually came here today? I'm not sure who it was that invited you to come out to my dad's company's anniversary party, but the fact still remains that you are nothing more than a lowlife who came from a fatherless household where everyone is dirt poor. So, like I was saying to you before, there's a lot of food here that someone of your class would never ever have a chance of eating anywhere else, so please don't look like a hog gorging yourself on all of it. By the way, that man standing next to you is your husband, right? He gives off that aura that any average man working a base-level job would be giving. Now, I imagined him being more ugly than he really is, so I'm a bit surprised by that. Wait, huh? Connor is... Hey, May! Why the hell has my husband just gone over to you and started talking with your husband like that? Why are they shaking hands now as well? My mom and dad are talking with him now too? What the hell is going on here? Who the hell is your husband, May?
Hey, May, do you think you could talk with your husband about letting me come work for him at this company's parent company, please? I kind of feel bad for asking this after having already been given a job at this company by Jessica's father, but to be straight up with you, working for the parent company of this company means that I'll be getting paid way more in the future and will just look better as well. And of course there'll be something in it for you, too. I'll give you the reward of coming with me to a 5-star resort where you and I can stay in the most expensive suite there for one night together. How does that sound? You're super happy to be hearing that, right? It's pretty amazing that your husband gets to be the CEO of this company's parent company and all, but you've got to admit that he does not look like he does well in bed. If you do as I asked, I'll make sure to please you the same way I always used to under the sheets.
May, give me your husband right now. I am the one who's meant for a man of that class. And of course, you don't have to give him to me for free. I'll give you Connor back if you can do that for me. This is a message that my husband is asking I relay to you. Oh, just like I thought. He really wants me more than you, right? You are disgusting beyond belief, so I'm going to have to say no to that offer with all my heart. What did you say? Now here's something else for you. I have been getting loads of texts from your husband, and it's also annoying that I am starting to get really frustrated now. Huh? What has Connor been texting you about? If you'd like to know about all the things he has been saying to me, I'll take screenshots of them right now and send the pictures to you. What the hell is all of this? Connor, you bastard! I have an additional message for you. It's not fair for me to just send you all of the things that he said to me recently, so I'm going to go ahead and send him screenshots of all the messages you sent to me as well now. Huh? I really have no desire to get involved in whatever the hell you both want from my husband and I, so we'll be leaving all the fighting between you both now. So please, do what you want amongst each other.
Listen to me right now, you rotten bitch! Who the hell do you think you are going after another woman's husband like that when you have me as your husband right now?
Well, what about you then, Connor? What the hell do you think you're doing asking for her husband to give you a job at his company in exchange for taking her out to a 5-star resort so that you can please her in bed?
As a man, it's my job to do whatever I can to make sure that I have a successful life, right? And that is why I said I would please her for one night if she made me successful.
You have no right offering things like that to her when you can barely even please me at night.
What the hell did you just say? I'm gonna divorce your ass now. Divorce your ass for sure.
Not before I make sure to divorce your ass.
Oh, really? Well, that means we're done then, huh? Then you go and get those divorce papers for us right now and bring them to me.
Late that night, in the corner of a really wealthy neighborhood, the police had to be called out to one decently sized mansion to deal with a domestic assault call. Before the party had ended that night, Jessica came back with divorce papers in hand, yelling for Connor to come out and sign them so they could get divorced. And with all the guests' attention on them, they went back and forth fighting over who was the reason for the divorce, to the point that they started to fight physically. Jessica also screamed about how Connor was trying to leave her father's company to come to my husband's, which left her father feeling even more ashamed than he already was. And so as he asked for all his guests to leave, the police showed up and took care of the situation that had unfolded between those two. Both Jessica and Connor lost ties to all their family, and Connor lost his job working for Jessica's father. One might ask why they never ended up getting that divorce in the end, and the reason for that is because right before Connor was going to sign the papers, he found out how much debt Jessica had put them both in with her crazy spending. And with nobody to help pay that debt off for them, Connor decided that their only choice was to stay together so that they could work as a team to pay it all off. To this day, they are both working close to 60 hours a week at some base-level jobs, trying to pay whatever they can off while not speaking a single word to one another, making it seem as though they're not even husband and wife. As for my husband and I, and what we did on that wild night at Jessica's father's residence, we made sure to stay out of all the fighting that ended up taking place. And when asked who had called the police on them, I made sure to tell them it was me, since I wanted to make sure they both had to deal with the law instead of hurting anyone else. And so, after saying such, my husband and I made sure to tell Jessica's father and mother that we would be leaving, and that it was a very fun party indeed. And not even a month after that night, my husband received a call from Jessica's father over the phone, saying he could no longer bear the embarrassment from that night and would be stepping down. The following day, my husband went out to his company and started talks about having it merged back into his company and taking over their whole entire operation. Not too long after those talks, the company was a part of my husband's now, and his yearly earnings increased by another $100,000. I've spoken with my husband about my family's situation before, and we're thinking that next year we'll be giving $50,000 to my brother and $50,000 to my mother so that they can take it easy for a while and enjoy some of the finer things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
How god-awful! This is crazy disgusting! How dare you have your own husband eat such a deplorable meal as this for lunch at work? Didn't anyone teach you how to cook for the man you want to keep around? God, this is so freaking bad! Making someone as elite as myself, who's about to sit in one of the highest seats within this company, eat something so disgusting!
You always say things like that, yet you went and ate it all, right?
What?
You're always complaining about my cooking like that, so you really don't have to do it over the phone anymore, all right?
What kind of an attitude is that? As your husband, I am trying to give you some very important advice right now as to how you can make your meals more appetizing for me.
Then tell me, what was the most disgusting thing today in that lunchbox?
I shouldn't even have to tell you that it's the freaking broccoli that you cooked. I'm sure you put them in here as the main dish out of this whole lunchbox, but that also happens to be the most disgusting thing I've had to eat. You really are the worst wife ever, Rose.
The fact that you can't even identify the food your mom made for you to eat should mean that you're the worst son ever, right?
What?
That boiled and seasoned broccoli that's in your lunchbox was made by your mother for me to send with you for lunch. She made too much of it last night and told me to take some home and give it to you.
Huh? Wait, my mom was the one who made this?
So if you have a problem with the food she made for you, then how about you go and complain to her instead of me?
Hold on.
Jesus frickin' Christ, Heath. Today is your last day of work before the holidays, right? How about, instead of getting all worked up over the food your mom made for you, you go back to work and stop wasting your company's money? Good evening, Rose. Good evening, Irene. It's getting very close to that time of the year again, isn't it? It sure is. Rose, are you already on break from work right now? Sure am. Yesterday was my last day of the year, and I'm now off for the next 2 weeks. Are you wanting to ask for my help with making the Christmas dinner this year? Oh, no. You don't have to worry about cooking for us all this year. What? Are you sure? We talked about how this year a lot more of the family would be coming over to my place this year to celebrate before, correct? Oh, that's right. We talked about how we'd need to be cooking a lot more to prepare for the dinner and everything, and your daughter and you made a plan for a lot of it. That's right. We sure did work on a plan for that. But my husband brought up to me that having to cook for 20 people around Christmas would be pretty tough since we all love to eat, so he said we should just order catering for the dinner. He said that he'd be the one paying for all of it and asked that you go ahead and choose what place you want to have cater us. Wow, he's so generous for thinking of that. He really is. Now that I think about it now, we should have been getting someone to cater us years ago. What? Why do you say that? Well, if you take last year, for example, you were asked to do so much for us for that dinner that it was really a tough time, right? I feel so bad about that, all because I wasn't able to cut well with my right wrist hurting so badly then, and at that time my daughter was out of the country for work, so she wasn't able to help. And when it comes to my husband, he can do some basic cooking, but nothing as difficult as a full table dinner for Christmas. So, in the end, you were asked to take care of that whole entire dinner for everyone, which must have been a battle, to say the least. All of that couldn't be helped at the time, so you don't have to feel sorry for me. And I was able to learn all sorts of new recipes and actually had a blast going and cooking all of them for you guys. The fact that you would say something like that about it is why I love you so much, Rose. Well, it's because of things like that that I really wish we started doing catering for our Christmas dinner a lot sooner. So this year we're all going to be taking it really easy and having someone come to the house to leave us all sorts of food. I hope you're looking forward to that. I sure am. Thank you so much, Irene. Now I'll talk to you again soon. Sure thing. Talk to you again soon.
Hey, what the hell is all of this?
What are you talking about?
I knew it! You suck at cooking!
What the heck, Heath? I'm in the middle of going to the grocery store right now and don't have the time to listen to more of this.
Jeez. On a day when all of my family is getting together to celebrate Christmas and the family, you can't even put together a half-decent meal for us. You really are done for.
I asked what the heck you're talking about right now, so tell me. I don't get why you're sitting around at your parents' house right now making fun of my cooking still when I haven't even done anything yet.
While I was wandering around the house, I walked into the kitchen and saw all of this food on the counter.
Ah, so you're going on about that food? Considering that more of your family will all be coming over to your parents' house this year than normal, there will be a lot more mouths to feed. I think around 20 people will be around for dinner today.
I can't believe there will be that many of us this year.
I am just as stunned by the amount of people as you are.
And you've really done it now, putting together all of that garbage for my whole entire family to eat today.
What? Garbage?
No matter how you tried to play things off, all that crap on the counter was garbage. Just looking at some of the food in those trays made me want to gag. And when I tried some of it for myself, it was actually the worst thing I'd ever tasted.
Hold on. Are you saying that you already went and had a taste of that food which is meant for all of the family to eat for dinner?
I thought it would be important for me to make sure none of it could kill someone.
You were checking to see if it was poisonous?
And after I found out how awful it really was, I took all of that food off the counter and chucked it all into the trash outside.
Huh? That was enough food to feed 20 people, and you threw it all in the trash?
I sure did. Don't make such freaking trash for my family to eat next time.
No way. I didn't even make anything for them this year.
What?
Did nobody tell you what the plan was for this year's Christmas dinner? Considering that there are so many mouths to feed this year and that we're also celebrating your grandma, your father's idea was that we order catering to come and provide all the food.
You guys bought all of that food? Weren't you supposed to be in charge of making all the food for dinner like last year?
Last year, there was your mother's wrist being injured and your older sister being out of town that led to me being the only one around who could cook. I heard that it was your father who went and paid for all of that food this time. That's why we were able to order so much.
What?
I heard that for the 20 of us that'll be eating here tonight, he had to spend close to $3,500 on the food.
He spent $3,500?
And you just went and threw that all away?
I did.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Heath?
Crap, there are a lot of upset voices coming from the kitchen right now.
Well, perhaps that's because all of the food that was ready for dinner tonight is now gone and in the trash, Heath.
Crap!
Hey, Heath. Where the hell did your cowardly little ass run off to?
I can go wherever the hell I want to, right?
But there are a lot of people in the house right now who are very, very upset and want to know where the hell you're at.
No way! Do they already know that it was me who threw all the food out?
They do, because I told them it was you.
What? What the hell do you think you're doing, Rose? At a time like this, you should be trying to cover for me. How dare you easily go telling on your own husband like that?
Something like this was going to be found out whether I tried to cover it up or not.
Why do you think that?
Because the only reason something like this would have ever happened is because you were trying to pick on me again. So don't think that anyone was just going to look away from you. And besides, I'm not going to bother protecting your ass anymore anyway after how many of my nerves you've been stepping on.
Excuse me?
Anyway, just get back here instead of acting like a 5-year-old. All you're doing is wasting time for the rest of us by running around trying to avoid all of us.
You think I can go back to a place as crazy as that right now?
The only reason this place is so frickin' crazy right now is because of what you went and did. Just shut the hell up already and get your goddamn ass back here.
No, I didn't do anything wrong.
What the hell do you think you're saying at a point in time like this?
This is all your fault, you worthless, awful cook of a wife. You apologize to them all right now for your terrible cooking. Tell them that you are to blame for what happened because you've never been able to cook your own husband a decent freaking meal this whole time you've been married to him.
Rose, did Heath go over there? Nope. I made sure to look into the farthest corners of our house for him, but I couldn't find him there either. I see. Where the heck could that brat have run off to? How are things going for you all back at your place? Everyone is still very upset over what Heath went and did, and nothing's going to change that until he comes back here and takes responsibility for what he's done. And what makes things even worse is that he went and ruined his grandma's birthday by throwing out all of that food. That's a good point. And now he's just running from all of us while pushing all of the blame onto you, thinking that we'll all buy that. On top of the fact that we just had to learn how for the past couple of years now he's been torturing you by calling all of your cooking disgusting, even though you're a better cook than I am. How could a child of mine have such a rotten personality? Where did my husband and I go wrong when raising him? That's what I'd really love to know. I'm so embarrassed right now by my own son's actions. Please don't think too much about all of that, Irene. It would be one thing if Heath was still a child, but he is far too old now to be making choices like these, thinking that you should be taking responsibility for them all. That's true. Thank you for saying that. I would really love to know where that brat is hiding still. It's almost like he'd been thinking something like this would happen one day and prepared a place where he could hunker down and hide from the whole family for some time. Hey, Irene? There actually is one other place I think he might be at right now. What? And actually, I'm already arriving there now. I really do think that Heath has to be here and will be here when I go have a look. Really? Where is this place that you're talking about? This is something that I sort of felt you all would be very upset by, and so for the past few years, I never wanted to talk about it to you all. I'm sorry for not telling any of you about this, but I'm going to have to now. Rose? Do you think you can bring all of the men in the family with you when you come out here? I'll make sure to send you the address right away. Heath, I think it's time for you to get a grip and come out of there.
Did you make sure to apologize for everything you did to the rest of my family? Once I'm sure you've gone and done that, then I'll come out and go back home.
Nobody blames me for any of what happened, so even if I did apologize to them, nothing would change for you.
What?
And if you wanted to know another thing, you seem to be the only one who considers all of my cooking to be bad and disgusting.
Fine, I'm not going back there then.
So you're going to continue to run and hide from us no matter what then?
It's not like any of you guys know where I'm at right now anyway. But if you go ahead and work up the ability to apologize to my whole family for your god-awful cooking, and then say that it was your fault that all the food was thrown out, and then pay my dad back that $3,500 he spent on all of it, I might think about coming out of hiding and go back to that house. But that's only if you do all of those things for me and my family is no longer mad.
You really think that I'm going to do such an absurd thing for you?
If not, then I'm never going to leave this place.
That's totally fine, actually.
No?
I've known about where you ran off to hide long before today.
Huh?
Actually, that's the only place you could be hiding from us right now.
Wait, what is going on here?
The place you're hiding at right now is an apartment. An apartment which belongs to the 36-year-old woman named Mina, who's been working in the company cafeteria where you go eat lunch a lot of the time, right?
Why do you...
Ever since you started to really hammer it into me that I was so bad at cooking, I started to suspect that you were cheating on me.
What?
Because you just randomly starting to call your own wife's cooking, which you'd been eating normally for so long, bad like that, meant that there was something up with you. I started to think that perhaps you were comparing my cooking to someone else's cooking. And after doing a little bit of investigating, a woman named Mina came into focus for me.
All of those disses about your food ended up with you thinking that I was cheating?
Now, since I'm finished explaining myself... Oh, look, the door is
Huh? The door?
I expected something like this from someone as careless as you, though. And starting right now, with both your mother and father in the lead, and them being followed by 10 other members of your family, we're coming in.
What?
And with that, here we all come.
Wait!
Rose, I'm so very sorry for all the foolish things that happened in my family that affected you. The fact that you went ahead and not only ordered all of that food for us to have after we got back home, but also went and saved my mother-in-law's birthday for her. I'm just happy I could have been some help for you all. Thank you, Rose. And I'm so sorry. Irene, you really don't have to. Nothing that happened then was your fault, and I've already gone and divorced Heath now and got the settlement that I'd asked for from him. Everything that we had wanted to happen is over with now, so there are no hard feelings towards any of you guys. Oh, thank you for saying that. Really, you are too kind of a person, Rose. But there is just one thing that I wanted to inform you of. Sure, go ahead and tell me then. My husband and I disowned Heath from our family. He said that he had paid that settlement to you, and so everything was all right for him. But that was far from the truth, after all he'd done to the rest of his family, and so there was no letting him off the hook this time, and we're all going to forget about him now. Is that right? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Also, the parents of the woman Heath has been cheating on you with said they were also going to cut ties to her. Then that means those two really only have one another now, right? But I don't think things are going to last long. You don't think so? Not at all. Because pretty soon here his company will find out as well about what happened and will not let those two work there anymore. Oh, you think that's what will happen to them next? Well, if he ever comes back to you asking for forgiveness or anything like that, please make sure not to talk back to him and just block his number. Will do. After having talked with my lawyer a bit more, he told me not to block him just yet, in case he has anything else to say about the settlement or whatnot. So for a little while, I'll just be ghosting him. We'll start by talking about what happened after the whole entire family went and entered that apartment on Christmas Day. We made sure to block the both of them in Mina's room and waited as both of Heath's parents went and called Mina's parents asking them to come to her apartment right away. And when they arrived, we all sat down on the floor around them and had a very long discussion that ended up lasting until morning. Following that was my divorce from Heath, not even a day later. At the time, Heath started to get all giddy about how divorcing me was a good thing and that he'd now get to marry Mina and have her cook for him. And so, after he had been disowned by his family and had paid that settlement to me, he went and married Mina at the courthouse. However, a month after those two did end up getting married, it turned out that she never was the one actually cooking any of the food for him, and had just been bringing leftovers from the company cafeteria that whole time for him to eat. They ended up getting fired from that company not too long after he found out about that, and from there, those two got a divorce and never talked to one another again. It's been close to 6 months now since I've started to have to ignore all of the really rude messages that come from Heath all the time. He tells me all the time about how it's my fault for him ending up in a situation where his new wife cooked even worse than me, and he ended up losing everything. But then he'll have nights where he texts me saying that he wants me back, and that he had just lied about my food not being very good. It's kind of to the point now where he seems bipolar, because one part of him wants me back, while the other wants me to be blamed for what's happened to him, which really throws me off. But I kind of figured that's all he'd ever have to say to me still, and so I went ahead and finally blocked his number and have never talked to him again. Currently, I'm studying more about cooking so that next time, if I get married, I won't be beat by some cafeteria worker at my husband's company. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.